3, 2, 1. Hey guys, megamatt1254 here again. Welcome back to another live stream. And today we're going to be discussing Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 14. And yeah, I'm going to stop forcing you guys to look at this monstrosity now. Alright guys, so we're just going to wait for some people to join the stream. I'm going to send some invites out to some servers, get some viewers in here, and then yeah, we'll begin the review. So for anyone who's watching, give me like 2 seconds here. Alright, there we go. I don't think we have any viewers yet, so send that to my server. Streams. Alright, there we go. Alright guys, so let's get started on 614 discussion. Alright, so with 614, right? So what did I think of this episode? Yeah guys, it's okay at best. It's not my episode personally. I have quite a few issues with this one, and I am going to get into those issues right here. And I guess I'll start with Teddy. I don't know guys. Very weird character so far. I know we only got a little bit of him in 611, but like, he's just weird, he's goofy, he's like very silly, which I guess that's kind of a part of his character, but it feels like so over to the top, where he kind of feels like a cartoon character at times. Like, he's running around with a corpse in the back of his truck, he's like screaming random obscenities in like scenes that like just don't really need him in them at all. He's just a goofy, weird character. And honestly, going forward with this character, I really hope they tone down the goofy aspect of Teddy, because I'm going to be honest, he's not intimidating anymore. He's not scary. If you ask me, Riley is 10 times more scary than Teddy now. Riley's actually a very scary villain. He's not goofy and weird and, like, dumb. Whereas Teddy's just, like, you know, he just feels like I was saying earlier, he feels like a cartoon character, and it just isn't for me personally, guys. Also, Alicia in this episode, just getting on my damn nerves every time she gets the chance. I don't know, guys, like, she doesn't kill Teddy, and I know Teddy needs to survive and all that, but it's like, the plot armor, it's so obvious. Like, you have scenes where it's just like Alicia, Dakota, and Teddy out on the road, and you're just like, okay, shoot him, he's right there, the car's broken down, kill him, like, right now, and then she's just like, I want to find out more information about him, and it's just like, yeah, you do, that's real plot armor of you. Not to mention, like, literally when she decides to kill him, which is later on in the episode, of course Dakota turns on Alicia, and she's like, no, I'm gonna betray you, and I'm gonna join Teddy now. It's just like, are you kidding me? Like, you could have easily killed Teddy early on in the episode, and I have a simple fix for this plot armor problem, and honestly, he just needed to have a few of his guys with him, so Alicia couldn't try anything. But I find it hard to believe that, like, Alicia's sitting there, like, with a revolver, and frickin' she doesn't try to kill him, like, once. But yeah, Cole, oh no, Cole, he's a major threat. We'll kill him, which I'm glad she did. But Teddy, let's be real, he should have died way before Cole was even brought into the episode. Which, yeah, that leads me to my next complaint here. Cole, why? Just why? What is the point of this return? It makes no frickin' sense. You've got Cole, you've got Vivian, you've got Doug, and you're just like, okay, like, why are you here? And then the episode goes on, you're like, okay, so we got new villains now. Right after we get the end of the beginning group, we got these, like, really random villains that don't really mean anything. And then I'm thinking they're gonna last for like a couple episodes. They say, oh yeah, no, they're all dead. And I'm like, at least they're gone, but what was the point of them being here, man? They should have never been here. This episode, it should have focused on, like, Teddy, the end is the beginning group. Like, Alicia should never have been put in a situation where, like, she's on the road alone with Teddy with a gun. She could easily kill him. And then you have these idiots that show up from the stadium, which, like Dan said in his review, when you see these characters, it just, when they start speaking, you're like, okay, it sounds like they're talking like Madison really is dead. So you're like, okay, so Madison's return, probably not going to happen. Like, more than likely, I'd say there's still like a 50-50, but it's a slim 50-50 though, guys. I'm leaning more towards no now, personally. And I don't know, guys. The stadium group coming back, very dumb idea in my opinion. But if I had to get into some positives, I guess I'd say I like the ending. The ending was good. It builds up a lot of tension for the final 2 episodes. The opening minutes, though, those were phenomenal in my opinion. Some of the best opening minutes that Fear the Walking Dead has ever done. Very scary, good like introduction like scene, like to have like Teddy properly brought into his own like full episode here. Seeing like the prisoner walkers and the cop walkers were pretty cool. You got like the prison alarms, you hear like the sirens in the background. I don't know, the walkers just seem scarier in certain environments. I don't know, something about that I just really liked. Found it really creepy. But, yeah, the opening minutes were very good in my opinion, and honestly, I wish the episode was more dark and kind of creepy like those opening minutes, which I thought they would be. And, you know, you go further on in the episode, and you're just kind of confused. You're just like, okay, like, Teddy is the main villain, but he's chilling with the group, like, it's weird, like, especially, like, halfway through, when Teddy and Alicia and Dakota are just Cole's prisoners, and you just have Teddy that's just kind of, like, chilling with Alicia and Dakota, like, he's this freaking member of the group, like, oh, hey, it's creepy Uncle Teddy, he's just along for the ride. It's like, I don't like it, guys. I don't really care for this episode too much. I think it really brings down the fear for, Teddy as a villain. However, the end is the beginning group I still find intimidating. I just think their leader is very lackluster at the moment. However, I will say John Glover's performance as Teddy, that was good. He did exactly what, like, the script wanted. And I have no issues with the acting here, guys. It's just the script. Just make him less goofy. Give him more of, like, a darker side. And I'd say we're good there. And don't even get me started on the scene where Cole starts shooting a corpse with a shotgun. What is that? That's a big scary moment for Cole's, like, villain arc? Are you kidding me? If The Walking Dead did that, it'd be, like, oh, it would get, like, made fun of badly. But because it's Fear, it gets a pass, is what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine, like, Negan takes Rick out on the RV ride in 701, and then he goes and blasts a corpse in front of him, like, oh, I'm scary! Like, no, it doesn't work. It's stupid. And honestly, thank God Cole is officially confirmed dead now, because I couldn't handle much more of that guy being on the show. That guy was a goof, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, like, 614, not my episode, really. It was decent at parts, but there's just a lot of things I did not care for in this one. 615 is looking pretty good, though. I mean, I hope it's good, but, like, I've seen some things that I'm not really caring about there either. But that's a stream for another day, guys. 614, I'm going to give this one a... Man, I would have to give it either a 6 to a 7, like a light 7 to a 6.5-ish. There's enough in there that's decent, but there's some major flaws I have with this one. And, yeah, guys, that's my review for 614. Mother, I'm going to hand it over to my buddy Wasteland now.
Alright, hey guys, so, yeah, what I think of this episode? I thought this episode was pretty okay. I mean, like, basically, like what Matt said, I have some, ups and downs with it. Of course, first of all, being, what they kind of done with, Teddy's character this episode is, they kind of made him a bit, like, goofy and stuff, which, I mean, I think works to a certain extent. You can still have him be kind of funny and stuff, but not, like, over the top type of, like, over the top type of word. But, yeah, I think, like, Teddy overall was, a pretty okay character this episode. You get 6'11", ending, and he's like coming in there and he's like, you destroyed it and stuff, and kind of scary and stuff. You get him in this episode and he's just like, woo, but whatever. Um, and yeah, okay, so like Matt said, I like the opening minutes to this episode. I thought the opening minutes was very good. You got that person getting dragged over to death row, and you got Teddy, basically telling him, like, don't you worry, because the end is the beginning. We can, when you die, you start a new life, or you start anew and stuff. I thought that was really cool and stuff. You get to see like his cultist type of ways, even kind of before the apocalypse, even though it was like in the middle of it, but he didn't know that. So yeah, I mean, I thought that was really cool, and I can honestly just see, like in prison and stuff, like probably before that, like he would be like sitting there and stuff, and somebody would get beat up, or somebody would die or something, and it'd be like, don't you worry, the end, the end is our beginning, and all that stuff. So that'd be that's really cool. Um, okay, so another thing about this episode is Alicia's story and like his and her. I mean, her story, like with like, well, kind of been out on the road. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Like, okay, so basically, they crashed their truck. The um, quote unquote mother corpse gets slung out from the back and stuff. And they have to stop and crap, and then they get attacked by walkers, and then Cole comes in, shoots them down, and then yeah, they're that's where you get back to that. Um, like Matt said, Cole and Cole's group. This episode, like the like whatever is left of the stadium group, like them with Doug and Viv, I think their name is. It's kind of like I don't know. It just like if they're trying to be scary, if they're trying to be scary and stuff, then like boy, it did not work because they just looked like a bunch of idiots, honestly. Like it, and especially like it's such left field. It's such left field after after seeing like season 4A and what Madison sacrificed for them and stuff, and then all of a sudden Mr. Cole is Doctor Evil. Um, I don't know, just a bit out of nowhere. You get that, and then you get them going to uh, that repair shop and stuff, and then you got Cole. He's like, oh, I'm one of them unsavory types there, Alicia. That was, and it's just kind of like, oh Lord, this guy, what are they doing with him? Like Matt said, it just feels like a waste of time. Like like what is the point? Honestly, what is the point in all that? It's just there. There's not a driving point to it, and it just it feels like it's just a group that it feels like it was only there to be like like, oh wait, you want to know what happened to the stadium people? Well, here you go. Here you go. This is what happened to the stadium people. It's just like, okay, but do we really need that though? I mean, I guess we could all like kind of conclude what happened to the stadium people after that. They either scattered and survived on their own, or they died at the stadium. Bottom line. Um, but yeah, I mean that's one thing also too that this episode has got me interested in, and that's because like obviously we've seen the set photos, we've heard the behind the scenes and stuff, and obviously they go back to the stadium like in either the finale or like probably towards the end of episode 15, which in my bet is on the finale. But they like that's also an interesting thing because it's like you have these stadium people, and that's basically their only connection now. So what do they go back to the stadium for? So I don't know. It's just a bit weird. But yeah. I mean, overall, I thought the whole group thing was just a waste of time. It just didn't feel like it needed to be needed. It just felt like it was like it was like the showrunners took to Twitter and it was like they went on Twitter and they saw a bunch of like fans who were like, whatever happened to that stadium group? I really wish that I knew what happened to them. Golly geez. And they're like, well, there's episode 14. You better, we better straighten that up. And, it's kind of just like, oh, Lord, okay, we could just, we know, though. We know, like, kind of what could go on. Or, like, they either scattered or they died there. That's bottom line. But yeah, okay, and then you get to the ending scene and stuff. Well, I mean, first of all, Alicia shoots Cole. Cole dies, good riddance, whatever. Let's move on. Now you got Riley, not Riley, but Teddy telling, you know, Alicia about his mother and how he killed her and stuff, and that was pretty messed up. I really like that part of the episode. Really, kind of it does redeem Teddy a bit for me from that episode because, it's kind of like there is more of a villainous side of them on that. Like, even though what he'd done was very screwed up, it does serve his character very well. Um, and you see Alicia, she finds out what happens and what they're planning and stuff, the doomsday and stuff. And then you got her getting cornered and stuff. Then in the beginning, take her guns and all that crap. They get to the hotel. I forgot what it's called, but there's an underground bunker, which was very cool. I think I really like these bunker vault type of locations we're getting in this half. It's a nice fresh take, and it kind of reminds me of. It just reminds me of the type of apocalypse story that I'm used to telling and stuff with my show and Wasteland World. With vaults and vaults and safe underground bunkers and stuff. It gives me those vibes, and I like it like that, and that's my type of apocalypse. And so yeah, I mean, honestly, overall, this episode, it started off very good. The middle part was just at times was oh Lord, it dragged on. And then you get to the ending and it's good. So overall, that leaves me to a bit of a half and half. So I'm either going to go to a 6 or a 6.5. Either one of those two. Probably 6.5. There was that opening scene was really good, and the acting was very good, and they did kill off Cole, so finally that whole thing's out of the way. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 6.5, guys. This is what I'm feeling my score. I agree with Matt, and now I'm gonna hand it over to my buddy Dan, and let's see what he thinks. Yep.
Yeah, so my thoughts on this week's episode of Fear. So obviously, guys, Season 6 has been a very, very good season. I think we can all agree. Season 6 has been a fantastic season pretty much week to week. However, this is an episode that, along with episode 10 of this season, is kind of a hiccup, to be honest, because you got all these quality episodes, if you ask me personally, and then you run into this episode. And it's, as much as I know some people out there have said, oh, it's a terrible episode, I'm not going to say it's terrible, just because there are some things in here I do still like. For example, I want to go, kind of over some positives real quick. I really like the opening minutes because it's kind of we get to see a little bit of a backstory. Yeah, it's not told throughout a whole episode in a flashback, but we do get to see Teddy escape from prison, which I thought was really cool. Also a cool reference because obviously we know that John Sr. went back and noticed that the cell door was, open and that, the guy was gone. So now we know what he meant. Now we see that. I like when you get to see the walkers. I like when they come in. I like the kind of red lights that are shining. I don't know. I really like the way it's filmed. Kind of gives you a different vibe from the show that you've never really seen before, which is really interesting. And it kind of just intrigues you right away, which that's the biggest thing about an episode. If you don't have a good opening scene, you've already failed somewhere. And with this one, darn, I mean, it started off really, really good in my opinion. Now, the other thing which I do like this week is I do like the ending as well because it is like Matt was saying. It's kind of it sets up for a potential really great storyline. Also because Alicia being locked up now, it's kind of like a rescue mission type of thing for our group in 15, which we can kind of already kind of see we're going to have to see if they can get her back or just what that whole situation is. So I think it is a good setup, and I think it's also just kind of an intriguing way to end an episode. I think it's really good, and it's just, I don't know, really well done for the ending there. And then the other highlight I want to really point out for this one is Teddy. Not the character, but again, like the two guys here were saying, the actor is honestly really great. He really performs just a really kind of sick, twisted mindset in this one. But unfortunately, the writing drags it down. Now, that's when we have to get to our flaws, guys, or at least mine personally. All right, now the end is the beginning group as a whole. I like them. The new location for them is cool. That's all fine and good. But then you got stupid Dakota that comes in. Okay, so basically, Fear the Walking Dead's Joffrey here, and it is essentially the same thing. Every time you see her on screen, that's why I'm comparing it to a character from another show, is because, you know, you see her pop up. Every time you're instantly annoyed. Anytime that this character shows up, you're instantly frustrated. And that is basically the problem with her. And, you know, she shows up. Alicia's like, oh, there's no we. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, you know, that's good. But it still doesn't make sense. Y'all aren't killing her. Like, you know, and this is the biggest thing. Yeah, it's fine that, you know, Dakota, this and that. But why haven't they killed her? I'm sorry. I got to bring this up. Why haven't they killed her? We're episode 14, guys, okay? Freaking 14. Like, it's enough already. Like, you either have her be a villain, which it seems like that's the direction they're going down now, or you redeem her. And what they're doing, they're just staying in the middle, which I'm like, okay, a redemption doesn't work. Her as a villain doesn't work after all this drawn-out process. So just kill the character. Anyway, that's just what I got to say about Dakota in this episode. But basically, we get to see them. They're out there on the road, which this is another problem I have with this episode. Look, I don't mind the setting, but it is very cheap if you ask me, and this is a budget issue. I hate to kind of bring in that like topic, but it is a budget issue. I find that they're just chilling on the side of the road the whole freaking episode. Like, give us some intriguing locations, because I feel like location-wise, yeah, you know, there's the new base that the end is the beginning group is at. But this episode just felt very small time. Like, it's just on the side of the road. There's not really much going on, to be honest. And not to mention, the episode would have done fine if you'd still had maybe a bit of a crappy location, which this one had, as long as you had a good story. But that's the problem, guys. That's the problem. There is not a good story told around the middle of this episode. And essentially, Teddy is just treated like he's one of them. He's just treated like he's been with this group the whole time. Like, hey, I go back to the earlier seasons. Like, no, that's what this made me feel like. Like, it's just like, okay, look, easy fix. You have Teddy, right? And you have some of his men that are there with him, okay? Maybe they're riding in like another truck or something, and they're all kind of going out like here, like together. But you just have Teddy, Dakota, and Alicia. It's like they could just kill him right now, okay? Maybe not Dakota, but there is no reason. I'm sorry. There is no freaking reason that Alicia would not kill him. And he's just carrying around this, like, corpse the whole time, which he makes it seem like it's his mom, and then he reveals it's not. I'm like, okay, so what's the point of your lie there? I would love to know. And the other thing is Cole's return. Oh, boy. This is the stupidest thing I've seen. And look, I'll even go back and say now, like Morales' return, there was at least fan demand there. Yes, it's cringy, but there was fan demand for this. This, you go out of your way to make fans not trust the in memoriams on Talking Dead. You go out of your way, but then I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, but there must be a big reason why he's here. Oh, well, it must be because he confirms that Madison's alive. So that's why it's such a big deal that they go against the in memoriam. No. They made themselves look stupid on Talking Dead for this. For frickin' this. Like, what is this return? Seriously, anybody, like, seriously, tell me what this return is. He used to be a good guy that didn't really have that much screen time at first, you know, and then all of a sudden he's back now for like 2 seconds, he's a villain, and he gets killed. Huh. I wonder what that is, like, honestly. Because, honestly, I recall seeing that in The Walking Dead. I'm sorry. I recall seeing that in The Walking Dead big time. And, you know, just like The Walking Dead, in the words of Daryl, this doesn't matter, not one little bit. Because, look, he's a villain. He turns on them. And what does he do? Shoot a corpse? Ooh, look at me. I shoot a corpse. I'm better than you, Teddy. I'm scary. Like, no. Like, I'm sorry. Both of these villains aren't scary in this episode. But Cole is worse. Like, honestly, like, what does this guy do? Seriously, there is nothing scary about this guy. He just tries to act scary, and Alicia puts him in his place, basically, and kills him after a long, drawn-out conversation of her telling Teddy to shut up. So, yeah, this is not a good return. I'm sorry, guys. This is not a good return for a character. There's no point. There's no leads to Madison and a potential either villain arc or whatever they would potentially do with Madison. She's not even mentioned to be alive or anything like that. So really, guys, in the end, that return had no purpose. Not just a little bit. No, it had no purpose. So there you go. That's my thoughts on this episode. I think it's okay, I guess. There's things I like which I highlighted, but there's also things I just cannot stand either. So I'm going to sit at a 7 because I do think there are still some good things in there. Good acting, good characters, stuff like that. But I can't ignore the flaws. But that's my review. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree with both y'all thoughts on this episode. It's just, I don't know, guys. One just didn't do it for me. It was, like, very confusing, just weird. Like, just had some random moments. Like, Cole's return especially. Like, what is with that return, dude? And then you have, like, really stupid stuff with, like, Teddy acting really goofy and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, 610, I'm not the biggest fan of either, but this might be worse, honestly. Not sure yet. I'd have to debate it more, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, this episode, it's all over the place, man.
You know, honestly, 610, though, I'm going to be honest, I like that one more just because at least there's more characters. Whereas this one, there's not many characters, and it's just on the side of the road with a bunch of idiots.
Well, you know what's the worst thing this episode did, in my opinion, was making Teddy a big, goofy dummy. Like, why would you do that to your main villain?
No, but you know what sucks, dude? This is the biggest thing that I can't stand about this episode. Think about it. We have a limited amount of characters in this one. Teddy's not good. Dakota's not good. Alicia's not good. Like, Cole's not good. Like, literally, there's not one likable character except for Riley for 2 seconds.
Yeah, and Riley. Even, like, I don't know, like, Riley didn't even do anything. But, like, I guess the presence of that character is good, but, like, man, he's just not in there enough.
I guess there is one pro that I actually forgot to add, though, in my segment, is that I do like the scene when she's trying to contact Strand, and then he just gets the walkie-talkie out of her hand.
That was a good scene. But like I said, Riley, in my opinion, that dude is way scarier than Teddy. I'm sorry. That guy gives me the freaking creeps. Teddy just feels like your wacky-ass uncle that you try to avoid at the family barbecue. Well, I'm just saying, like, then you have, like, Riley, who's, like, he's friggin' intimidating. The dude literally doesn't give a shit. On, like, a split second, he just wants to kill Alicia. Like, the guy doesn't care. The guy is a psychopath.
Yeah, but he's a good psychopath, though. He's like, and that's why I feel like they're setting him up to be a long-lasting villain, to be honest.
Well, you know my theory. Like, I think Teddy's dead by 6:16, and then Riley takes over at the end as the beginning group.
Yeah, not to mention, the other kind of piece of evidence towards that is that the way, yes, like the actor for Teddy has said he's only in 4 episodes, I guess that's kind of a lead, but also the way that the character was talking in this episode, like it's like, yeah, when things go bad, like, I'm not going to live much longer, but my name, it'll mean something. Like, the way of life that my people live will live on, you know?
That's such a big, like, teaser to his death, though, because he's like, yeah, I'll be dead, but my group, it's still going to be around.
Yeah, which, that's actually another, you know, see, now all these pros are coming to me, though. Like, there are some things I like in this one, because it does still, it still sets up, in my opinion, his death.
It does set his death up, which, I'm going to be honest, like, Teddy's dead by the finale, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to live past this season. But Riley, now that character I could see going into 7B. Like, I think he's going to be around for a bit, in my opinion.
I think 7B will be his endpoint, though. Just personally, I don't really see anything past that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, 7B, I see him dying, but, like, 8A is a big stretch, but, like, maybe early 8A, maybe.
If there's enough story to tell, I could see it.
Yeah. However, 7B, though, I think, like, 7:16, he's dead. Even earlier, potentially, but who knows.
Agreed.
I just don't see where you could go for with a bigger threat, though. Like, you have, like, the end of the beginning group. Like, where do you go from here?
In my opinion, there's only one way this could go. Like you were just saying, past this group. And that's, in my opinion, the final season of Fear. They could do something CRM related, but like that's it, in my opinion.
In my opinion, like season 8 should be the final season of Fear.
Yep. And if you don't have the end as the beginning group throughout that whole season or even most of that season, just have something CRM related and then connect it with the movies, because honestly, you're not going to be able to connect it with the main show at this point, because let's face it, that thing's already being filmed as we speak.
Yeah. I don't know though, guys. Like, yeah, I think Riley, he'll be around for a bit. Teddy, on the other hand, yeah, he's dead in my opinion. I don't see this guy lasting much longer. I just don't see what they're gonna do with him.
Well, I wasn't sure at first in episode 11, like, how long this guy would survive for. I remember I'm like, like, I gotta see more of him. But like Matt just said, like, yeah, like, after 14, it's just more clear now, to be honest, that he's not gonna have a long journey on this show.
Nope. However, what he started, that'll be around for quite a bit in my opinion.
Which is kind of cool, because it's like his character won't be here, but his way of life and his philosophy will, like, live on.
Yep. In my opinion, Teddy will die, and it'll be at the hands of John Sr.
Alright, I'm back.
Hey, kid.
Cool.
Yeah, I think John Sr. is going to kill Teddy in 6/16, because he said he's in 4 episodes. He's been in 11, 14, he'll survive 15, and then in the finale, John Sr. kills him. That's my prediction.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I mean, fear with the spoilers, man. Like, I do like, I love 6B. I'm just saying, spoiler-wise, over the last couple weeks, man, they really need to tone it down, because, like, we already know that Teddy's only in 4 episodes.
I know,
Yep.
it's too many spoilers. Like, the fact that we even knew John Sr. was John's dad before 6/13 aired, I was like, okay, that's cool, but, yeah, I would have liked to have found that out myself in the episode.
For real.
And it's like, for any of y'all that are joining the stream and you're maybe just like, oh, like, you guys just spoiled that he's only in 4 episodes, like, why? Don't come at us, because that is literally, like, that is just publicly known. Like, that's been, like, said by the actor and all that.
That is officially out there, guys.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I mean, Fear 6B, though, like, I don't know, it's a good half, but it has its problems. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer 6A so far. 6B isn't bad, though. I'm not gonna, like, go out there and be like, ugh, Fear back at it again with the crap halves. Like, no, like, 6B's not a bad half. In fact, I would say it's a great half. There's more good than bad here. It's just, I think 6A is a better half so far, just in my personal opinion.
Well, for me, what makes 6A better, personally, is, man, I mean, like, I like everybody united together, and I love that, but 6A, they had these stories and stuff that was just so spread out, like, that was just, like, it was its own thing, and, it was like, you started that story that episode, and you ended it that episode, and there was something about that I loved. It just, that format was great, and don't get me wrong, 6B has those episodes too, but, it's just 6A's, like, versions. Yeah, I don't know, I like them better. But like Matt said, like, 6B still so far is a very, very solid half. I like it a lot, so, yeah.
Yeah. There's actually 2 10 out of 10s I have for 6B right now. 6/11 was originally a 9, but I honestly don't have any issues with it. And it's the best end is the beginning episode. So, like, yeah, 6/11's my favorite of the season alongside JD. Those are both 10s for me.
Yeah, those are good. Very good episodes, yep.
Man, well, you guys know my thoughts on this. I actually have 3 for this back half. That's why this half, like, actually does remain strong for me quite a bit. Yes, people will come at me for saying this, but I really do love this episode. I've given it a rewatch a lot, and I honestly think it's one of my favorites of the show. But I love 609. I think that one's honestly, yes, I'm going to say it. It's a 10 for me. I honestly don't even have a problem with that episode. And 611, also a 10 for me. And 13's a 10. So, I mean, that's 3 right there. Like, that's really good.
It's a good half.
For me, my 10 out of 10 episodes go to Season 6, Episode 10, and Season 6, Episode 14. Those are my 10. I'm joking around.
Oh, Lord.
No, but, okay, but in all seriousness, though, I have, as my 10 out of 10s, I'm going to go, I agree with you, Matt, I go 611. 612 would have been a 10 out of 10, but that scene, it's the rewatchability isn't there for me, so therefore I can't give it a 10 out of 10. But 613, I give that one a 10 because honestly, that episode it does everything you really want it to do and more. So yeah, and man, I'm trying to think of everything from.
Well, 612, right? Like, there's two things that prevent it from getting a 10 out of 10 for me. The first thing being the rewatchability is ass for that episode. The second thing being the Morgan and Riley fight was hyped up, and it was garbage, in my opinion. That fight went nowhere.
It was bad. That one was bad.
Man, honestly, going back for a second though, real quick, like I've actually heard some of these predictions. Like some people have actually told me this, and like I'm not sure if they're gonna do this, but again, I could see them doing it because it does seem like something Fear would do. But a lot of people are coming out with the theories now that like at the end of the season, the nuke will go, and then you're gonna kind of end on either cliffhanger or something like that. And season 7 will be very similar to season 6A, where a lot of our characters are separated, and they're going to kind of like almost do a 4B thing of like the main show, where they're kind of all separated and they all kind of have their own story episodes.
Could see that, except there'd be a radiation twist to it, which would be freaking pretty cool.
That's what I mean.
612 is a 10 for me, but yeah, there's no rewatchability due to the ending. I can see that, Rowdy.
Yep.
I was like, I'm trying to think. You're like, okay, so 6B, it's 10 out of 10. It's like, I don't think there's anything else that I give it 10 out of 10. But yeah, overall, very good stuff.
6A's 10 out of 10s for me are 601 and 604.
For me, it's 601, 604, and yes, guys, I'm going to say it. Please don't hurt me. My address is leaked, and you guys don't need to see that, and you guys don't need to torch my house down. So I'm going to say this, but yes, 605. It gets 10 out of 10 for me. I personally have no problems with that episode.
605. I wouldn't give it a 10. I give it a 9. I don't have any major issues with it. I just wish that Sherry was less annoying. Like, I know they're going for the comic route. I guess it's just a me thing.
Man, you know, honestly, for me with 6A, I'm actually going to add a new one to the list just for me personally. There is one more that I'm going to just add on there personally because I've rewatched this episode and I honestly love it. I just don't know what it is. But for me, the 10 out of 10s for 6A would be 601. And yes, I'm going to put 602 there as well. 604. And then, yeah, those would be my 3 right there.
Cool. I'm sorry Alicia was fucking awfully annoying in 614. Not like, for me it wasn't like horrifically bad. It's just like, okay, chill with the plot armor though, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very overdone in my opinion, the plot armor in this one.
Well, it's like, I mean, you can have plot armor. I mean, that's the thing. You have to have plot armor. It's a thing in the show. But that's the thing. Don't make it noticeable as balls, you know?
Well, don't make it obvious, yeah. Like, let's be honest, like, all of our characters, our major characters have plot armor, like Daryl Dixon, like Morgan Jones, Negan, like, those characters all have plot armor, but they're never thrown in situations to where the plot armor's obvious.
Well, like, even, like, take, like, I don't know, like, season 7 of, like, The Walking Dead, for example. Like, there's, like, sometimes, like, you know, where characters could, you know, like, easily probably could shoot Negan. But that's the thing, though. Like, they know if they shoot Negan, then they're dead, too, and, like, other people. So, like, there's plot armor there, but it's in a way where it's like, okay, well, if, you know, if Negan dies, if, you know, if he dies, then, you know, we'll have people on our butts, like Simon, or, you know, Gavin, or, you know, Regina, you know, like, that type of crap, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the other thing about episode 14 that drives me kind of crazy, though, is that it's like, honestly, the plot armor would be so easily fixed if you just had a few guys with Teddy. Like, honestly, it doesn't take a genius to add that in.
Yep. Nope, exactly.
No, I agree 100%. Like, the plot armor gets, like, it's 614. It's some of the worst plot armor the show's ever done, in my opinion. Like, it is, like, noticeably bad this time around. Like, how the hell are you gonna have Teddy out on the road alone with Alicia and Dakota? Like, really?
Like,
Yeah.
man. And you know, like I gotta add this too. Like, you know, like Dakota when she's like turning on, when she turned on freaking Alicia. When I heard that shotgun, you know, cock, then I was like, dang, that, like, you know, like, oh, dang, wow, Dakota, wow, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked, you know, like, I didn't, honestly, like, it's the most, like, whatever, like, freaking plot twist ever. I saw that coming from
It's
freaking
ass.
freaking miles away, dude. And
Yeah.
then, like, and funny thing is, she thinks she's looking all tough. She's like, I'm gonna kill you, Legion, oh my lord, dude, no, you're not.
Yeah, I don't get it personally because it's like you literally got this like little girl who's already done so much damage when it comes to the fans, like on how they feel about her, and it's like you bring her into an episode where she actually has a lot of screen time just for her to do that. I'm like, yeah, like we already don't like her. Like this isn't changing anything.
Yeah.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, guys, I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. Have fun with the rest of the stream. Sorry about not sticking to the end. Oh, it's all good, Rowdy. Like, you don't have to apologize or nothing. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
Of course, man. Have a good night, man.
Ciao, dude. Alright, let's see.
We'll probably keep the stream going for another, what do you guys say, like 10 minutes?
Sure.
That works for me.
I'd stick on a bit longer, just like, not many, like, people showing up tonight, so I'm thinking, like, we'll just cut it in 10, and, we'll, I don't know, we'll just chill after.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and like
dare
if
you.
y'all like any of y'all that want to watch the stream back and watch the reviews, of course, feel free. But yeah, like just we want to cut it because there's not many people coming.
Not too many people tonight, which I understand, because this stream was pushed off, like, it was delayed 2 days, which I completely understand.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do, Matt? I'm gonna post in the, like, in your comments, like time frames of, like, our reviews and stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, once the stream's done. But,
Yeah.
I'll do that. But, what I was gonna say is, frick, I was gonna say something about... Oh, yes, you know, another, like, big, like, in this beginning episode, like, that I actually go back on a lot, like, this is a big one. Like, you don't really see much of them in it, but, like, it's still a big one, because, like, it just, I don't know, it's a big in this beginning, but it's 606.
Agreed, because they attack, like, Tanktown and stuff. And, you actually find out in 611, and this I loved, it adds to 606 for me, is that Derek, which is, Wesley's brother, for you guys that don't know, is friggin', he's the one who attacked Tanktown, and he knew Wes was in Tanktown, and he took the chance of trying to kill him.
Yep.
Yep.
Wes, along with little kids and freaking, yeah.
Speaking of those kids, like, they're probably, like, the Season 5 kids. I think they're dead. Like, I don't think they want to go that route where they talk about it, but, like, I think it's just, like, pretty obvious, though, that the kids have been killed off from Season 5, in my opinion.
Apparently, and
Yeah. I was just
Well,
gonna
like-
say, like, there's a problem with the kids though, and I feel like I'm the only one that's been saying this though. Is that it's like, yes, I don't want the kids in the show. I don't want them back. They're absolutely horrible. But it's like a Madison problem. Like, we don't really have closure. I'm sorry. Have we heard anybody said, like, confirmed that those kids are dead?
No, but they're dead. Let's be real. They'd be at the dam with Morgan.
I don't know. I can't speak on it yet, to be honest. Like, I believe it. I am in that, like, team. I just need a confirmation. I need even a piece of dialogue or something just to confirm it.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys remember the theory that the kids are returning in 614? And, like, I don't know. Like, what's worse? The kids returning in that episode or Cole?
oh man.
I'm gonna have to go with Cole. Just because you brought a dead character back.
Well, at
Yeah.
least with the kids, like, they could go season 6 writing style, and they could actually, like, make them, I don't know, just like, hey, like, let's try to get out of here together. I know that sounds weird because of season 5, but you could still try to write them better somehow. I don't know.
Plus, it's been a couple of years now since season 5 filming, so the kids wouldn't really be like kids anymore. They'd be like a bit older. They wouldn't have like these annoying like kid personalities to them.
Yep. Bro, I remember when people were like legit pointing this out like all the time. I'm like, oh my lord, this is clearly not him. But they thought that kid in the elevator was Max in like that teaser or whatever. I'm like, that's so clearly not him, bro.
Oh, I know. I had to like shut people down on that too because everybody's like, Dan, it's him. I'm telling you, like people would just not let that go. I'm like, man, take a look though. Like that looks nothing like him.
He's
Bro,
just some
funny
random
thing,
dude from the damn community.
bro. Wikipedia has him listed as the third in command.
What?
I'm like, what the heck, dude? Yeah, they had like Riley listed as second in command, which obviously, I mean, that's a no-brainer. But but they had him listed as third in command. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
Third in command should have been Derek for that episode at least.
Man.
Oh man.
But it's just like, really, you're just gonna throw this random kid in there, like, oh yeah, well he's third.
I gotta ask then though, what's his name?
Yeah, who is this guy? Because he doesn't even appear after that episode again.
It just has Doomsday, or has Doomsday member, and then it just had his like zoomed in face in there. And then the funniest thing is like Wikipedia. I don't know if you guys have searched this stuff, but they don't call them the ends of the beginning. They call them the Doomsday Cult, which I'm like,
Which they're not.
They're called the ends of the beginning.
They're called the End is the Beginning group.
Man, have they not made that clear in all the frickin' like spray painting they've been doing this season? Like, my
Exactly.
God.
The Doomsday Cult. Like, okay, ditch the cliche name because it's not what they're called on the show.
You know what I'm gonna do? Like, obviously I'm gonna rewatch season 6 just because it is a masterpiece. Well, I'm not gonna say masterpiece because there is problems, but it's good.
It's good
enough to rewatch. So I'm gonna rewatch it, and like as I'm doing my rewatch, I'm gonna mark down as many times as I like throughout the season. You see the spray paint like messages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I remember you telling me, is Fierce like season 6 in your top 5 franchise seasons of Walking Dead?
Oh yeah, still is for me. I have to see the conclusion. 14 is starting to like. It took a jab at it for sure, but it is still there somewhere.
I getcha.
Okay.
What about you guys?
It's not my top 5, but it'd be my top 10.
Cool.
Mine, it would be in my. How many seasons of Walking Dead have been? Like 17 in all.
In the franchise? So there's 10 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17.
17. So okay. Yeah, it would be in my top 10 easily. I don't know if it'd be in my top 5 though. So.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind though, if it's in my top 5, like it'd be number 5, like at like the highest. So.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll work on that sometime, like a freaking franchise ranking. But
you know what we should do actually? If you guys are down, we could do like a big collab video. We could rank the franchise seasons.
Oh man.
Sounds good.
That would be a big freaking video. It'd probably be like an hour long, but it'd be fun.
Yep. Or you could stream it if you want to.
Could stream it, but I think I'd like to add some editing in there, add some music over it, show the pictures of the seasons and stuff.
Yep.
I get you. Obviously, everybody knows what my least favorite like franchise season though is. That's easily World Beyond season 1.
Yeah, there's no comparison. Like even Fear season 2 has some one-ups over that crap.
Yep. And Fear season 5.
Yep. Well, actually, Fear season 5. I'm gonna be honest. I've gone back on that season. Man, it ain't as bad as I remember. There are some good episodes. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know my opinion. I actually personally like Here to Help. The Hurt That Will Happen is okay. Humbug's Gulch is great in my opinion. And then Skidmark is like decent. That's my thoughts on the first 4.
Here's my here's the episodes I like from Fear season 5. 501, 503, 510, 513, 516. So that's 6 episodes right there, I believe. Or no, it's 5 episodes. It's still pathetic, but at least there's some episodes in there I can say I like.
Okay, here's the ones I like. I like 501, 502. Like Dan said, it's just okay, I guess. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the rest of 5A, okay. So 501 is great. Well, not great, but good. 502 is okay. 503 is good. 504 is 505 is bad. 506 is bad. 507 is bad. 508 is meh, and it's bad. 509 is bad. 510 is Good, actually. I like that one. 511 is and 512 is bad. 513 is pretty good. 514 is bad, and then 515 is bad. 516 is good. There you go.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, and like personally, the way I'd go, 501 is good. Well, actually, no, actually, I'm gonna go with this. 501 is great. 502 is okay. 503 is actually great. 504 is okay. 505 is trash. 506 is trash. 507 is decent. Same thing for 8. It's just decent. 509 is trash. 5010 is good. 511 is okay, I guess, because like Wes, I actually kind of like the story now, so like it's okay. And then 12 is trash. 13 is good. 14 is trash. 15 trash, and 16 is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I think I'm going to cut the stream off here, guys, because it seems like the stream is honestly dead viewer-wise right now. So, if anyone's watching, I thank y'all for coming, hearing our thoughts on 614, some minor rankings for Fear Season 5. And, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next stream, guys, where we will be discussing Season 6, Episode 15, known as USS Pennsylvania. We'll see you guys in the next stream. And, yeah, guys, have a good rest of your night.
Bye. Bye.